Welcome to week 2. Let's go through the requirements for this week. This slide should look familiar to you. You're following the same format as last week. Start reading on Monday, post your original discussion post by midnight on Wednesday, follow up Friday. Essay number 2 is a little different this time. It goes in the Dropbox by midnight. It's 2 to 3 pages. There's no late assignments because it is a rough draft. There's no grade for it, but you can't get feedback if if you submit it after midnight. And take quiz number 2. It's similar to the format used for last week. Now, you remember this slide last time. The only thing I want to emphasize is this time around, 200 of those 730 points will be for essay 2B. This week we're working on 2A because it is the rough draft. There's no points to it, but you need the feedback. Again, we always start with the reading, and you can see that week 2 we're reading chapter 2, 3, and 9, thesis statement, body paragraphs, and of course comparison contrast because that's what we're studying. And we're starting with the grammar. Last week we worked on assessment test, ungraded. This week we learned parts of speech and sentence construction. The 2 discussion posts this week are again worth 10 points. They are graded in a more formal manner. And for the first post, you are doing 2 different outlines on the same topic. It's any topic that doesn't appear on the list for this week's essay. You can't write on a topic that any student, including yourself, would write on. You'll outline it first in the point-by-point style and then the block style. So you use those 2 patterns, and there is a model. I've written a model about cars. You can't use the cars as a topic either because I've already done it. And then of course you reply to another student by Friday, and once again no posts on the weekends. Remember, 730 points for the essays and 200 for the quizzes. That's what we're working on during the weekends. Now, you saw this slide last week as well. We can forget about essay 1, except you don't want to write and do what you did last week this week because it is quite different. You submit the rough draft in a Dropbox, and eventually essay number 2 will be worth 200 points, but not this week. This week the rough draft is ungraded. You have to submit that rough draft by midnight. You're using comparison contrast for a list of topics on the next slide, and the length will be 2 to 3 pages. Now, sometimes people ask, does the rough draft have to be that long? The answer is no. Whatever you give me is what I'll give you feedback on. Now you can see that Essay 2, A and B, rough draft and final version, are involving comparing the past and the present for a significant reason, not just because they're alike in some ways and different. There is a detailed assignment sheet on this, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview. You have a lot of topic choices here. And then, of course, you have to remember to take your quiz. That is due on Sunday. Start with the reading, take careful notes, and remember, be prepared because you can only take that exam one time. And if you have questions, of course, you can write or call me, and that information, contact information, is in the syllabus. Some students like to do both, and that's fine as well. Good luck with week 2. You're really getting into the college writing with week 2. If you have any questions, don't hesitate, of course, to let me know.